Hey, what's up, guys? This is Cody the Coin Raptor, and welcome to my channel. I'm here to provide you the best crypto news and chart TA and technical analysis that I can. So let's go ahead and start with Bitcoin. All right, Bitcoin has been downtrending very strongly. And one thing that was really interesting that happened last night that I noted was this huge volume spike that happened at about right here. You can see this massive volume spike. We had volume come in at about almost 5,000 Bitcoin, and it was preceded by additional volume spikes, and that kind of shot the price up about $1,000 before it got rejected. So what's interesting about this is that it basically caused the price to downtrend and downtrend and downtrend, and now I suspect what we're going to be doing is moving sideways. So I expect that we're going to have some more sideways price action from here. It's going to move, and then it's probably going to wind up dipping and then retesting this low that it made at about 18,600. It's very obvious to me this right here is whale manipulation. Some whale came in and bought a ton of Bitcoin, and and then as a result, it kind of disrupts things, and now we're going to see the equilibrium of the price move back again to the downside, and I expect that it's probably going to push through this 18,600 level heading into the weekend. We'll see. The advantage that we can see is that Bitcoin and crypto, all of crypto, will be moving independently from the stock market because the stock market will be closed until Tuesday because of national holiday. So we're going to see what the crypto markets look like when the stock market isn't influencing it. So on the RSI, again, the RSI lets us know whether or not it's oversold or overbought. We're actually dead in the middle of the range at about 48 right now. So I expect, again, we're going to chop sideways and then test this level. And I expect that maybe not this week, but maybe through next week, we can see another retest of the lows here at about 17,500. So the picture is still looking very bearish right now for Bitcoin. I have not bought, I have not sold, but I'm definitely getting ready. I would like to make a buy under this level here or somewhere close to it. Okay, and again, I'm a long-term investor. I'm not a financial advisor, so make your own decisions. Do your own due diligence, please. Now we look at Ethereum. Ethereum is a lot of the same story. What's really weird about this is the fact that we have a huge buy in Bitcoin, and that huge buy in Bitcoin also corresponds with a large buy in Ethereum as well. So this was about 56,000, however, and it didn't have nearly as high of a following volume candle. So Ethereum's going to chop sideways. It's going to retest this level here at about 1,000. 1,000 is very strong psychological support for Ethereum, but I expect that it will eventually break through this point and then go down and retest about 882 or so. That's the low that it made back in the 18th of June. All right, so let's take a look at the dollar index. Dollar index is almost near highs right now. The highs was about $105. We're just slightly off of that. And again, as a reminder, the reason why we look at the dollar index is because Bitcoin tends to trade inversely to the dollar index. So the dollar index goes down, Bitcoin goes up. Bitcoin goes up, dollar index goes down. Usually that's how that works. So we can see that it's close to all-time highs, and that's one of the reasons why Bitcoin has been going down, because the dollar index, which measures the dollar against other currencies, is spiking and is near all-time highs. You can see here. So I'll be keeping an eye on this. I will let you guys know updates on my Twitter as well. So let's go ahead and take a look at some news. All right, we have, first off, the CEO of CryptoQuant. The CEO at CryptoQuant. CryptoQuant is one of the on-chain analytics firms that I use personally to take a look at data and determine where the market's going. So he brings up an interesting point here where he says the Bitcoin market cap has decreased by 70% from the top, okay, while stable coins have went down by just 11%. So what does that mean? What that means is that Bitcoin has been falling massively, okay? However, the supply of stablecoins hasn't really gone down much, and this is kind of what we would expect to see, because during a risk off market like this, where people are trying to get out of Bitcoin, institutional investors and retail investors are trying to get out in order to save what money they have left. Instead, if they're interested in crypto, what they're going to do is they're going to go and they're going to buy stablecoins instead. So that way they can buy stablecoins and the stablecoin value won't change, hopefully. And then as soon as we find a bottoming pattern here for Bitcoin, they're going to come back in. So he said that stablecoins sitting in exchanges are now worth half of Bitcoin's reserve. We have $250 billion of loaded bullets with which we can make the crypto asset prices go up. The question is when and not how. So again, he puts this up here and he shows the ratio of stable coins to Bitcoin. So what he's essentially saying here is the fact that they're sitting on the sidelines. Institutional investors are sitting on the sidelines. Whales are sitting in their stable coins and they're waiting for that bottoming pattern. And as soon as that bottoming pattern shows up, they have $25 billion in stable coins ready to go. That's what we're showing here. All right. And I honestly tend to agree. It makes a lot of sense. A lot of them are selling out of Bitcoin and buying stable coins instead. And they're just going to wait out this chaos, which is partially what I'm doing. However, I'm not selling any Bitcoin. I'm just going to be waiting out the chaos for now and then nibbling a little bit here and there. Next, we have some very important news with crypto regulation. So the EU, the European Union, agrees to tame this Wild West crypto market. So the EU came to an agreement recently under this Markets in Crypto Assets Law, or MiCA law. All right. So what this law does is it makes it so that with the new rules, crypto asset service providers will have to respect strong requirements to protect customers, consumers' wallets, and become liable in case they lose investors' crypto assets. All right. So it essentially forces these companies to register, and it forces them, and it puts in place some new customer safeguards when customers buy these cryptocurrencies. So we'll see how this plays out in the future. I think that personally, in order for adoption to increase, you're going to have to see an increase in the number in regulation, because the state of the crypto markets lately have been largely unregulated, and especially with companies like Celsius that have utterly collapsed, and many people fear that all their money is gone at this point. There needs to be some protections in for the consumers in order to draw in institutional interest and in order to draw in the average investor that's interested in crypto but doesn't feel like taking a lot of the risks. So we'll see how this affects the crypto market. I think that this is it's a step in the direction that we're going to see a lot of countries take, and especially with the U.S. and the EU, I expect that this is going to be one of many regulations aimed at trying to protect consumers in crypto. Now, whether or not you think that's overreach, I'm not going to say, but either way, this is the reality that we live in now. We're going to have regulation coming in for crypto assets. Next, we have Facebook. So Facebook begins testing Ethereum and Polygon NFTs in their profile. Very bullish for Ethereum and very bullish for Polygon, the layer 2 scaling solution for Ethereum. Now they're working on adding NFT support to the Facebook. So just kind of, I guess, like with Twitter, where you're going to have NFTs on people's Facebook profiles. So that way you can display Facebook profiles where you can showcase your NFTs, which are unique blockchain tokens that signify ownership. So this is part of what adoption looks like. You have social media platforms that are allowing you to display these NFTs, which you buy on one of the platforms like OpenSea. So this is bullish for adoption, and just like when Twitter did it, I think it's also bullish for Facebook to do that as well, and I expect that more social media companies will follow. Media companies like Snapchat and Instagram, they're probably going to wind up doing something like that. I'm not surprised that that's the case, but this is good news for crypto adoption. All right, guys, that's all I've got for you. If you like this content, please like and subscribe and send me a comment. I would greatly appreciate that. Please follow me on Twitter. Have a nice day.